So let's talk about how the Christian God, Jesus Christ, He knew you before you were born. He knows you. He writes about you in the Bible. Jesus Christ, who said, I knew you before I stitched you in your mother's womb. Now that's a very deep thought, okay? Stitching meaning He's put you together. He created you. He did all these things to make who you, to make you, prepare you to become into your mother's womb and come into existence. Okay, that's something that your mom and dad cannot say. Okay, that's something that your mom and dad can only come together, husband and wife or couple being together, and physics through physical. Then then there was a baby. Being created inside the womb, but that's something that your mom did not do, and neither does your dad do. God did that. Jesus Christ did that. Okay. Now, does that mean He sit there and He stitched you together? No, He's telling you He know you intimately. He created you. Now, He also said, He knows the number of hair on your head. Now that is very also intimate, because I don't even know the number of hair on my head. I don't even know how much hair I have. Even if I count, sit there and count it, I probably have I wouldn't be able to. I mean, unless like science. I mean, like people get like help with assistant and things like that. I can probably help find out, but God knows the number of hair. Why? Because He created those hair. Okay. Can it be so? Can it be true? If I would, I know you. I was in your shoes once, like wondering, can it be so? How can it be? You know what I'm saying? Well, look at it. It comes like, hair grow, regrow, and you cut it. And then regrow, and they go from black to gray, yada yada, so on and so on. But that's God doing it. Jesus Christ doing it. His power is doing it. Because He said this. He said that He created all things. All things come into existence through Him, Jesus Christ. All things. Everything. And He's part of the Trinity God. So therefore, when He was here 2,000 years ago, things which coming into existence, still it was Him who doing it, because He's the triune God. He's part of the three parts, where the three person God, the three Godhead. So now all things would come into existence, even though He was still here, and it was through Him, His power. Okay? He said He knew you when you sit down or when you stand up. That's how much He knows. That's how much He knows about you. In fact, He said His thoughts for you are more than the number of stars in the universe. That is an amazing claim, because if you look at the universe and you see all the stars, I mean, you can admire it, but He, the one who said that He created the heaven and the earth. He created the whole universe, everything in it. Everything. Now, if you say everything come into existence in this universe through Jesus Christ, meaning even all the grass of the field, the birds of the air, everything that you see before you, The material that he put before you, the foundation that he laid out for us. He did that. He did all that. It was his intellect that put together this Lego world that we can use, that we can build on, based on the foundation that he put before us. He knew that we're gonna need houses. He knew that we're gonna need refrigeration. He knew that we need airplane, automobile, all the high-tech wear that we have today, everything. He knew it. He knew we're gonna need all this. So when we put it together, we put it together. We didn't create it. We put it together. The intelligence that we put together was from him as well, because he laid the foundation for us. One of the things that you can really examine if it's true or not is by, if you can bake a pizza with 0 ingredient, nothing, can you bake that pizza? If nobody gives if no ingredients, nothing, can you bake it from nothing? So don't claim that we did all this. We can put together a pizza. We can put together a car, an airplane, a motorcycle, a house, a chair, a table. Everything that in our society we need. Okay, we can put it together like a Lego world. But he's the one who laid the foundation for us. He created all this to do the things that we can do in our universe. That is the amazing aspect that nobody think about. Even scientists, they don't even think about it. They're like, oh yeah, we come into existence through a big bang and expansion, you know, and rapid growth, and like that's like saying like the whole universe coming into existence from nothing. Okay, they say it was an infinite, finite pin, like smaller than a pinprick, infinite, like inside that pinprick is infinitely small, and then this big bang blew up, boom, and then everything come into existence in this universe. Everything that you see, our planet, our stars, our galaxy, all the gas and all the asteroid, all the everything, you know, all the stardust, everything that we see in the universe, even here on Earth, come into existence through that big bang. But that big bang came from like literally that pinprick. Basically, it's saying it came out of a rabbit hat. Except this rabbit head is so infinitely small, but contain everything in the universe. So even this rabbit is infinite. So the rabbit is actually the infinite galaxy universe that we are in. That's what science saying. That rabbit is the infinite universe that we are in. Everything, including us, everything. It came out of that infinitely small, finite, you know, pinprick. So they're saying it's even a bigger. It's like it's for us. We don't believe in like pulling a rabbit out of a hat. It's just a magic. It's just a, you know, it's just something that magician, they fake it. You know, and how they bring the rabbit out of the hat. Well, this is what they're saying. This is what they're claiming, and yet they say that you know, that's their science. That's their factual science. That's therefore we don't need God. That's what they're saying. The ridiculous claim that they put out before this to reject God existence. That's just, you know what I mean? Like they pour a blind curtain over our eyes so they can make this claim. Isn't that ridiculous? It's very ridiculous. It's very stupid, actually. Okay, but they know that the universe that came from, there was a time. There was, before that there was no time. Okay, so there was time, matter, and space all came into existence one time. Okay, and they give it to that magic, that pull rabbit out of the head with the big bang was what they call it. Okay, yet they don't believe that it's God, the work of God. They rather give it to the work of from nothing, from nothingness. Nothing did that. So 0 plus 0 equal infinite. universe that we are in today. That's who we are, everything that we see before us. That's their claim. So that they can reject God. And yet, many of us are born into that explanation, and and then we defend it. And then when we stop to think about it, and they're like, man, this guy trying to pull a curtain over our eyes. They're trying to dumb down our stupidity, so that they can make stupid claim and make it look good. Okay, but the fact is, something did it. Okay, and it has to be all powerful, all knowing, and everywhere. So that you see everything in the universe. So time, space, and matter, everything that you see that came into existence. Well, somebody did it. Something did it, or somebody did it. Well, it has to be somebody, because it has to have intelligence. Okay, we here because we have intelligence. Okay, if you look at a computer and you say that came from, all this material came together by itself, you wouldn't believe it. If somebody claimed that. If you look at a car, or you look at an airplane, like a big chunk of metal, all that just came together, evolved into it. You wouldn't believe it. It'd be stupid. Right? And yet, this whole thing came together from nothing. That's zero, came together. This infinite universe. Everything's so perfect, lined up so perfectly. Okay? Came from nothing. That's what they claim. So yeah, folks don't believe it. Stupidity. Someone did it. So it has intelligence, okay? And that's God. God has all the powerful, intelligent, and He's all powerful. He's all knowing. He has to be God. It has to be a mighty being that did that. Can't be nothing. Can be something else. No, if that's something else, it has to have intelligence, and then you can't give it to something else that don't have intelligence. Okay, look, we have intelligence, and look at us. We're human beings. We're featured. We look like someone, a person. Okay, and we can't come from something that's not human. I mean, like more human like us. We cannot. To claim that like a lion came from a rock, that would be crazy. Or came from nothing, that'd be crazy. We're nuts. You have to come from someone, something powerful, all powerful, and that it is someone. It's not something. Okay, that something has to be someone, because it has to be all power, all knowing. It has to be everywhere. It has to have power. It has to exist everywhere, because the universe is huge. Okay, it just cannot rapidly expand it by itself. Something has to give power for it to grow that much. So the point I'm trying to reduce down to here is we have a God, and that God's name is Jesus Christ. He claimed He created you. He claimed He know He know everything about you. He think about you more than the number of stars in the universe. That's how much He cares about you. And yet you're rejecting Him. You refuse to know Him. He's giving you the hard evidence. In fact, He came down here from heaven 2,000 years ago to save you. And He left you the hard evidence, which is called the Shroud of Turin. I keep repeating this. This is the Shroud of Turin. Okay? And this Shroud of Turin showed that He came down here to save mankind through the plan of paying the debt for sin. Our sin. We did it. We have many sins. Sexual immorality, blaspheming, the 10 Commandments, which is covetous, lying, cheating, drug addicts, criminal activity, things like that. All those things are sinful, and He came down here to pay the price for our sin. Well, and then you're going to ask, why do we still go to prison, and why do we have to, die, and yada yada? Why don't we just save us? No, this plan to save you in the spiritual realm. You are spirit. Okay, when you die, you go back into your spirit, and that spirit is eternal. It has to go down, or it has to go up. Up, meaning it has to go home to be with God. But you have to be righteous, to be holy, to be perfect. You can't be perfect. Only God is perfect. None of his human beings are perfect. And that's why Jesus Christ came to prove it, to live a perfect life, holy life on here on earth, to prove it to us that he alone can do it. Mankind can't do it. So he paid the price with his life as a human being when he was here 2,000 years ago. And when he died, okay, on the cross, after he paid the penalty for our sin with the crucifixion, well, he said 3 days later, I'm going to resurrect. I'm going to come back to life. Nobody can make that claim, and nobody can prove that claim, and nobody can, no human being has the ability to do it. But Jesus Christ has the ability to do it because he himself God. And he did it. He had witnesses, okay, and over 500 witnesses in the Bible testified that they saw him after his crucifixion, death in the tomb. Okay, and then on top of that, you know, he stayed 40 days with them. He spent 40 days with them. Eat, drink, and, you know, preaching and being with them. 40 days. Okay, he was in spirit. He walked the walls. Okay, he in fact has those, when the nail wound on his wrist. Okay, and he had the stab wound on his ribs, on his side. And he told Thomas, come and feel it. Because Thomas said, I won't believe unless I touch it. And then one day he walks right through the wall and he's come up to Thomas and said, Thomas, come here, feel it. Put your finger right here. Because he knew he was there when Thomas said it, even though he didn't show him. He didn't reveal himself, but he knows exactly what Thomas said. Unless I put my finger inside his rib, inside his wrist, or the nail wound, I wouldn't believe it. So he showed it to him. And when he showed it to him, Thomas got on his knees. And this is what he said. My Lord, my God. Okay? Not only his Lord and God, that he accepted Jesus Christ. Not only is his Lord, he is his God. He's our God. Okay? And then when he said that, all the disciples were standing there. None of them like say, hey, you said it wrong. That's, you know what I mean? This is not God. He didn't say it. They confirmed. They stood there. They stood there and believed it. Because all the preaching that he was with them 3 years, he preached about this. He told them he's going to resurrect and come back to them. Okay? So then, look at, not only the disciple, you know, didn't reject that statement, Jesus Christ didn't reject that statement. You know what he said? He even confirmed it. You know what he said? He said, Thomas, now that you see, you believe. How blessed are those who haven't seen and yet believe. I haven't seen, I believe. My wife, my kids, they haven't seen, but they believe. If you don't, I mean, what choice do you have if you don't want to believe? What do you have? You're just going to have death, and then you're going to have whatever the consequence of your death is, because you rejected God. Rejected Jesus Christ. The only way to the Father is through Jesus. You rejected that. Why would you do that? Especially with all the hard evidence that he put before us. So then he will. So okay. Also, here's the hard evidence I'm talking about was the Shroud of Turin. Again, I'm going to repeat this. Okay. So he when they put him inside this tomb, they put a cloth over him. 2 cloths, one around his head, one around his body. Actually, the main cloth was over his head, and then there was another cloth over his face. Another cloth over his face. So there were 2 cloths. Okay, and both of them confirmed his blood. So they were they were pretty much the same cloth, really, because it wrapped around his head and his blood confirmed. But everything that he did, the penalty that he paid for our sin, all the punishment that he took for us, all the whipping, okay, and all the wound that he took for us, And then also on the cross he has that the crown of thorn. Everything, all of it, on his face, his body, everywhere. Okay, and then his side wound, his wrist wound, and everything else that he took for us. Carrying the cross, he fell on his face. The cross fell on his body. All the things that he took for us. It was on that, inside that shroud of Turin. It's amazing, and it was on a 3D photo. Okay, photograph, 3D photograph. It's a photo negative, 3D photo negative. What it is like when you, when they, like in the early 1800, when they come up with photograph, they have a photo negative. Take a picture, you have a photo negative, you go wash it, and then you get a real photo. So this was a photo negative he left us. Okay, 2,000 years ago. It's unheard of. Yeah, unheard of. Nobody knows anything about that. He did that. He left that for us 2,000 years ago, waiting for us today to catch up with it, for science to confirm it. So we have the hard data that confirm all this on the shroudofturin.com, shroud.com, shroud.com. Confirm everything. You need to go look at it. It's the hard evidence. Without it, you're gonna miss it. You're gonna skip out. It's like you rejecting him. So on Judgment Day, he's gonna reject you. On the other side of this life, which is in the spiritual side, when you leave this earth, you're gonna go on the other side. You're gonna suffer the consequences for rejecting him. Okay, so I'm presenting it to you. Okay, I'm pleading with you. Go look at it. Okay, pleading for you to go look at the evidence, hard evidence, and look at it with open eye, open mind, and open heart. Okay, don't look at it with like a. If you're looking for lies, okay, if you're looking for lies, because right now there's so much information out there. There's truth and lies out there, and if you're looking for lies, you're gonna find it. Okay, but if you're looking for truth, you're gonna find it as well, because it's there. Okay, because it's there. You're looking for truth. The evidence is there, and it's at shroud.com. That's a hard evidence. They confirmed it, and yeah, I pray that you receive it. I pray that you look into it. Okay, don't die before you look into it. Okay, because if you die, you're gonna be on your own. Nobody can help you. Nobody can rescue you. On the other side, that's it. God's only give us this time and this time only, to look at the evidence and to receive it. Okay, you have a choice here. He's giving you free will. He's not going to force you. He's not going to bend your elbow, twist your elbow, or bend your knees and making you receive it. He can't. He's a gentleman. He's a perfect gentleman. He won't do that. Okay, if you reject him, you reject him. That's your choice. You did that. So I pray that you look into it, please. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next video.